today that nobody in hip hop media is brave enough to do, and that's criticize Wallow, because Wallow is like the greatest person, like the most popular person I think in hip hop media. Like everybody likes Wallow, but that's what makes Oschino great. Oschino is probably my favorite like commentator in hip hop right now, because Oschino is gonna say the quiet part out loud. Shout out Danny from the stop, and he's just gonna call it how he sees it, man. So I'm not saying I agree. But here's what Oschino has to say about Wallow and whether or not he believes that Wallow is genuine in what he does.
But when it comes to Gillie and Wallow, we always end up talking about Gillie more than Wallow, when Wallow's like a big part.
Because I think it's Wallow more subtle. He make more sense. He's the smart one.
You think there's a... But I always kind of...
It's hard not to like him.
Yeah, but...
Even for you, we know Oschino like to not like people. I'm not gonna say hate, but he definitely like to not like people.
I always think that that's more dangerous. Like,
yeah, for sure, finesse for sure. I mean, I see through it me personally, but I mean, he's not the type of person you could just hate. I mean, he do some bozo shit that I don't like sometimes, but I don't hate him or nothing like that. I think he's smart. I think he got him where he fit in. He's a smart dude. He know how to finesse the system, and he did it. I mean, he's a hustler. I give him that.
What do you think about like when he like sit down with young dudes and start crying?
Shout out Danny, man, because Danny is doing some immaculate grade A instigating here. And I think Danny is the only interviewer who could have pulled this answer out of...
Why? Because he talking about when he was crying with Lil Durk and all them?
Oschino, because for the most part, man, people don't like to criticize Wallow, because Wallow is just a great dude, bro. He's a good guy. People don't want to criticize him. It takes somebody as brave as Oschino to say the thing that a lot of us kind of be thinking about Wallow, but we don't want to say because Wallow is like a good dude. You feel me?
What they be thinking?
So Danny gets to digging and eventually pulls it out of Oschino. And Oschino just says it, man. Now, some of the things that they discuss is like Wallow crying when he's talking to Lil Durk. So when Danny says, what do you think about people cry, or him crying when he talks to these rappers, there's this thing called the called the Wallow curse, okay? The Wallow curse.
People be going to jail and stuff be happening to them after they go $1 million a game. But all that mean to me is Wallow be trying to tell him. He saw it coming. He been there.
If you guys don't know is, look at all the people that Wallow had the heart-to-heart with. They've all ended up in jail. Right? Now, Wallow means well, like by no means, like, are we...
Well, you can say that about DJ Vlad. You can say that about Adam 22. Shit, we can say that about you. What are you talking about?
Like it's Wallow's fault, right? Like, like obviously not. But there's this thing called like the Wallow curse online, where when Wallow has a heart-to-heart with somebody, they like they go into jail. Wallow had the heart-to-heart with Lil Durk, he went to jail, right? Wallow had the heart-to-heart with Kodak, he went to jail, right? Wallow had the heart-to-heart with Youngboy, he went to jail. Wallow had the heart-to-heart with Pooh Shiesty, he went to jail, right? So it's the Wallow curse. But, like the moment that I think Danny is referring to is this particular moment right here, where he's talking to Lil Durk, right before Lil Durk goes to jail. This is when Lil Durk brought $1 million to do the interview with Gillie and Wallow. Now, by the way, this interview is actually included in the Lil Durk indictment, because they claim the $1 million that Lil Durk brought to the interview, Lil Durk took portions of that $1 million and gave it out to the killers of Stephen Mack.
To try to plan it out. Even if some of y'all, listen, we gonna be...
He's like, let me take this hit money, let Wallow look at it. Go stop around Wallow house. Bring all my dues before we do this horrendous crime.
Gonna be real, man. I gotta say this, because some of y'all in this room, y'all might not see next year. Y'all might not see next week. And niggas ain't saying that to y'all because a lot of y'all niggas ain't got no fathers and none of that shit. So my position is here and here or some shit like, damn, I fuck with you young niggas. Because when I was young, ain't too many niggas give me the game. And I know you niggas ain't got no dads out here. He happy a grown-ass man, and he happy that his dad back. Grown, he's like, damn, because he missed that shit. And I know a lot of niggas that gave y'all game, they gave y'all game that was beneficial to them, and it wasn't beneficial to y'all, and it put y'all in a fucked up position in life. Y'all seen niggas, treat your mommy like a sucker. So y'all got a lot of shit, and it's a disconnect from the older black man, and y'all just been disappointed your whole life. But for you niggas in here, who big brothers, who stepdads, who OGs is in prison that took I try to be my best to do it for y'all and get y'all a righteous game. And this coming from a nigga that's out here winning on legit. This is the first time in my life. First time in my life.
Talk to him, nigga.
I ever been, listen, nigga, tomorrow I'll be out of penitentiary 5 fucking years. I've never been out of the penitentiary a year since I was 11. I spent 5 years in the juvenile system, 20 years in the penitentiary. I'm 42 years old. I spend most of my time on this planet in a cell. So I'm just sprinkling the game with y'all. Some of y'all gonna get it, and I know some of y'all want to change, but the environment don't allow you. Y'all ain't got the shot. And y'all don't have it. And in that ghetto, you just don't have the finances to really move outside of the poverty and the conditions that we boxed the fuck into.
Yeah, the mindset. But you can't say they don't have the finances when you're literally sitting at a table with $1 million in cash for no reason other than allegedly to do a hit later.
To be fair, that sounded like some pretty good advice. That sounded pretty genuine to me. That don't sound like something that I would think somebody would fake. Right, that sounded like somebody who actually cared. Now, was Lil Durk listening? Not one bit.
Nope.
Lil Durk left that interview and allegedly put a hit out on Quantarano and his cousin and ultimately murdered them, right? Because that interview was in March. Quantarano and them got shot and killed. Well, his cousin got shot and killed in September. So that would mean Lil Durk left that interview, put an active bounty on Quantarano and his cousin, and got them killed in September. So he
Not immediately.
didn't take away nothing from that interview, not one bit, okay, at all. But I think Wallo still meant well. Now, Oschino, who actually knows Wallo, heard that interview with a side eye and thought, man, all right, man. Oschino ain't buying that at all. And the reason why he's not buying it is actually pretty compelling. And it's not something you could just dismiss. Because when he actually explains it and breaks it down, you kind of have to listen. And you just can't dismiss this as some hater stuff, because I don't think it's hater stuff. I think it's somebody who's making an educated guess based on his experience with Wallo.
Oh, drag, all fake and drag.
Why you say that?
See, I don't care, bro. It's all fake.
So you think when he was sitting down with Lil Durk in the room for all them dudes with the mask
fake,
on,
bro.
you think that?
Fake. That nigga's, he should have got an Oscar. She got an
Why
Oscar.
you say that?
Fake,
Why you
bro,
say that?
Bro, come on, bro. That's called prison house finesse. Let me just seem like I care so much and I don't care about. Bro, they got a book out saying how to say no. No, not she's giving you shit. No. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that nigga, bro, yeah, that shit all fake. But I mean, hey, listen, it works for him, so I ain't mad at him.
I don't think this negates anything that Wallo said. Even if what he's saying is true, it doesn't take away from the fact that somebody can have feelings. You could be a finesse. Listen, trust me, I know a whole bunch of jailhouse finesses. You know what I mean? I know how the game go. I know we used to call it crack game. Like, oh, this nigga got some crack game with him. We understand, but that don't mean that there's no truth to it. Did he mean his tears? I mean, who means any tears? You know what I mean?
So what do you say? Like, you think he's doing it just to look like get views and stuff? Because I remember when that came out,
like he a person with that care. A person actually care about the youth so much, and I just, man, he don't. Trust me.
Yeah. Do you ever think it's like hard? Because I remember like some of like Wallow's previous past. It's not the most like positive. Like even there's criminal shit, but then like when I looked into some of the things that happened, it looked a little wild. I was like, whoa.
I mean, you know, you're doing robberies and stuff. I mean, that's the mean when you got no money. That's the stuff. Same thing I was doing. I mean, robberies and you know.
Did you rob people that were like defenseless? Like, did you rob like maybe?
No, I was
people?
robbing. I mean, first I was robbing people, but the people start looking for you, trying to get you back and all that shit. So I start robbing stores like gas station.
You should have robbed drug dealers. Anyway.
It's markets and all shit like that. Store. I mean, it's stores like that. This back in the day. I got certified as an adult in '95 from another house correction, adult prison. You know what I'm saying? So mind you know the jail Wallow this time, and I was up there for a couple years. Dallas, Vision Quest, you know, juvenile spot, but all them spots too. You know, man, it's just it give you a different type of mentality. That's why you know drag when you see it. Like, no, bro, he capping. He don't care about that. You think a nigga that been in prison 20 years to see every type of nigga come through the jail gonna cry about some niggas from Chicago? No, that was all.
It could be that he's saying they got a chance. I'm not just dismissing this that quickly.
Cap. That nigga don't give.
Yeah,
I'm trying to save him.
You telling me Santa ain't real, man? This is
Shout out to Detroit Roundtree.
Oschino can't say for sure, right, that Wallow is faking it because he's not Wallow, right? He is not in Wallow's body. He don't know what's on Wallow's heart or mind.
Right.
But he could make a determination based on his knowledge of Wallow's character. He brings up this guy called Detroit. And the reason why Detroit is important is because Detroit is the reference that Oschino is using to say that Wallow is faking it and Wallow don't really care and them tears is fake. Because Detroit is Wallow's little brother. When Wallow was in prison for 20 years, Detroit is who visited Wallow. Wallow, and I remember this episode, was on $1 Million Worth of Game, and he says that Detroit was the person who held him down the most. He called him Triz. Well, Oschino was said, based on how Wallow treated his own little brother who held him down for 20 years, if you don't feel the same love for him, then you can't possibly feel that same love for some Chicago dudes or a Florida dude or a dude from Baton Rouge who you didn't grow up with. You grew up with Detroit for 20 years and he held you down. And Oschino will say, based on how Wallow did Detroit, he knows that other empathetic, sympathetic stuff is absolutely fake. Now, I don't know if I
But what did Detroit do to him?
agree, but I'm going to hear out Oschino.
I mean,
Who's
that's
that?
Wallow little brother, who visited him in prison for 20 years that he don't even speak to no more.
what happened with him.
He don't speak to him. He even made Wallow Instagram page. Let's make it make sense now. Let's make I'll be saying this shit. He think it's hating. No, I'll be knowing what's going on. I mean, Detroit Roundtree was in my first rap group. I mean, I kept telling Wallow, like, yo, bro,
Roundtree.
I said, your little brother was in my first rap group, right? Kept saying he wasn't really saying nothing back. Like, so I called his brother, like, bro, I keep talking to your brother. I told him, he don't be saying nothing. His brother wrote reserved, so he don't really talk like that. He like, man, he don't me no more. Like, what you mean? Man, he start popping. Mind you, I'm talking about. It's a video with Wallow talking to Gilly. Gilly asked Wallow, who held you down the most in prison when you was locked up? Wallow said, man, Triz. They called him Triz. Troy, his little brother. I mean, he visits you for 20 years. You get popping and you don't talk to him no more. So when you seen you cry for niggas from Chicago, that shit all fake. You agree with it? You agree with it?
We don't know what happened. We don't know what the specifics are between the people. You can't make that judgment. I can't go for that. It does seem logically so. I hear where Oschino's coming from, but I don't know if that is a reflection of Wallow's character. The fact he don't deal with somebody that he used to deal with. If that's the case, I mean, well, from Oschino's point of view, loyalty's forever, whatever. And I do feel like if somebody held me down for 20, I definitely have a certain amount of love for them regardless. But who knows with Detroit or whatever this brother name is, Triz, that's his name. Who knows what he might have done to Wallow to make him separate himself. Or maybe he continuously did things. Maybe it wasn't one thing. Maybe he gave him time after time after time after time after time after time after time, and he couldn't take it anymore. That happens too,
Now, mind you, everything I'm saying now is 1,000% the truth. No bullshit, nothing. I mean,
There's no insight into what may have happened. Could it have been like...
Troy is the calmest. Listen, bro, you visit me for 20 years in prison, you would have to smack me in my face for me not to fuck with you no more.
Maybe he did.
And you my little brother. But yeah, his other brother or his sister neither. So, but his little brother is the one that like was really riding. Really riding the whole time.
I know it don't seem right, but you don't know the insides of that. You can't make that assumption.
When he came home, made his Instagram for him. See, people don't know this type of shit. They don't even talk about him nothing. I mean, I know. So imagine I'll be looking at these niggas like, nigga, get out of that figure ass shit, bro. Like, it's all drag, bro. It's just a shit cat.
I mean, if you were
he do a good job at it. With it, like the shit he doing, he can inspire people. He still can inspire you, man, to do whatever you're gonna do. But like all that crying shit and all that, like, come on, man. Imagine how your brother feel. You see you cry. Imagine how your brother feel. You see you crying over these niggas from Chicago. He been visiting you in jail for 20 years. You don't even speak to him.
Damn, man, this is too much. Because I don't really think anybody ever does a deep dive. Because Gilly is like he's the lightning rod of the show. He's like the Draymond Green for the Warriors.
He the clown.
He the clown. Okay.
He the one to dance with the big hat, dumbass hat. I mean, that type of shit like that. I hate that for Philadelphia.
But you don't think there's a certain performative nature to what Wallow does as well? That's not clownery.
It's cap. He do that, but some shit more subtle.
The only reason I do want to give Wallow the benefit of the doubt is because we don't know what the brother did.
Exactly.
Right? If Wallow ain't speaking and we only got the brother perspective, then it's unfair to say, Wallo just cut this dude off out of nowhere. Now, Wallo could very well have went Hollywood, but until we know, because if I get out of jail and you held me down for 20 years and then I get out of jail and you did something foul to me, or you smashed my girl, or you stole some money from me, or you did some shady business, I feel like I'm not required to hold you down after you snake me out. So we don't know what the brother did to Wallo. Now, Wallo could very well have gotten out, gotten lit and said, bruh, see ya.
Yeah, just gave him the big time treatment.
Right? And went straight Hollywood. He could have done that. I'm not putting that beyond Wallo. I'm just saying until we know, we don't know. But
And like, why? Because they get in on a big level. Like, why would he do that? You know what I mean? Are you saying like, because for that to be true, for him to like just straight up, think stories when you hear of other people, when you're on the outside looking in, they're rarely as straightforward as it seems. There are few people that are going to straight up diss their brother, actual brother and homie, just because they got some money. That, I mean, there are some people, but for most people, look, how many people carry around people they probably shouldn't carry around when they got some money? Wallo don't strike me as that type. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the specifics, but neither does Oschino. And he admitted this. He didn't say that Wallo's brother broke down to him the specifics. What he said is that Wallo brother told me he don't mess with me no more. He ain't break it down.
Again, Oschino made some compelling points, but I feel like we would have to figure out or we'll have to know what happened with Wallo's brother before we can really make a determination.
Oh man, we're failing as a people.